The Stoics' silent strength. 10 secrets best left unspoken. History is replete with examples of empires crumbling, leaders falling from grace, and relationships dissolving, all triggered by the careless or ill-considered sharing of words. The power of silence. The wisdom of discretion. These are virtues often overlooked in our age of constant communication and relentless self-expression. The ancient Stoics, renowned for their emphasis on inner strength and virtuous living, understood the profound value of holding certain things close. This essay, inspired by a YouTube video exploring 10 secrets the Stoics believed were best kept unspoken, delves into these timeless principles. We'll examine why sharing certain aspects of our lives can be detrimental to our well-being and the well-being of those around us, blending original insights with the video's core teachings to create a comprehensive guide to Stoic discretion. This isn't about cultivating an aura of mystery or withholding information out of malice. It's about practicing mindful communication, protecting our inner peace, and fostering genuine connection by focusing on substance over superficiality. It's about recognizing that true strength often lies not in what we say, but in what we choose to leave unsaid. It is a way to enhance the viewer's quality of life by improving their way of thought. Your wealth and possessions. In a world obsessed with material possessions and outward displays of success, the Stoics offer a counterintuitive perspective. Avoid excessive discussion of your own wealth and possessions. As Marcus Aurelius eloquently stated, do not value or desire material possessions, for the wise man dwells on wisdom, not on gold. The video accurately states, luxuries and wealth may vanish instantly due to market swings, disasters, theft, etc. So remain detached rather than becoming reliant on material things for your happiness. Be ready to lose riches with equanimity of fates. So dictates. Also resist the argue to boast about your valuable belongings. Boasting about our material wealth, even subtly, can breed envy in others, fueling a cycle of dissatisfaction and comparison. It can also make us vulnerable to theft, manipulation, and unwanted attention. Furthermore, an excessive focus on material possessions can distract us from the things that truly matter. Cultivating our character, developing our intellect, and nurturing meaningful relationships. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within, from living a virtuous life and finding contentment in simplicity. Rather than accumulating more and more things, we should focus on developing inner qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These virtues provide lasting fulfillment that is independent of external circumstances. If you are blessed with surplus wealth, share the abundance to benefit those in true need rather than hoarding more than you require. Using riches ethically demonstrates wisdom and compassion. Possessions only provide fleeting pleasure that soon fades, but developing inner virtues generates authentic, lasting contentment independent of external conditions. This means being generous with our resources, supporting causes we believe in, and using our wealth to make a positive impact on the world. The wise tend to understate their wealth and highlight better uses for it. They understand that fulfillment comes from within and helping others, not mere things. Following their example and avoiding excessive discussion of possessions is a step towards inner peace. Other people's faults and shortcomings. The Stoics recognized the inherent imperfection of human nature and cautioned against dwelling on the faults and shortcomings of others. As Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present day. The video goes on to say, dwelling on others' flaws and misdeeds is ultimately unproductive. We are all imperfect and make mistakes on the journey of life. No one achieves virtue instantly. Rather than harsh condemnations, have empathy for why people sometimes act unskillfully or harmfully. Often it is due to past trauma, fear, or manipulated misinformation. Engaging in gossip and criticism not only damages our relationships, but also diminishes our own character. It fosters negativity, fuels resentment, and distracts us from our own path of self-improvement. We are all works in progress, striving to become better versions of ourselves. Instead of focusing on the flaws of others, we should focus on cultivating wisdom, ethics, and excellence in our own lives. This means practicing empathy, offering support, and encouraging others to grow. We exist to support one another in growth and learning at every stage. Stoics understand our shared human fallibility. Judging or insulting others mainly highlights your own arrogance. It disregards how you likely appear just as flawed from their perspective. Staying humble and leading by example is the best way to influence positive change in the world. Of course, enlightened discussion of ethics and ways we can each improve is appropriate among peers. But gossip that exaggerated flaws without context breeds negative feelings all around. Avoiding it is a step towards positivity. Your ambitious plans and desires. The Stoics understood the power of action over empty words. They cautioned against boasting about ambitious plans and desires before they have been realized. As Epictetus advised, do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours. The video accurately mentions, it is best to keep private any lofty goals or hopes until you have manifested them through disciplined effort. Avoid feeding pride by constantly discussing future aims that may not come to pass. Allow your actions and completed works to speak for themselves. Sharing our aspirations prematurely can create a false sense of accomplishment, leading to complacency and a diminished drive to actually achieve our goals. It can also make us vulnerable to criticism, discouragement, and even sabotage from others. True success comes from disciplined effort, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to our values. It's better to let our actions speak for themselves, demonstrating our capabilities through tangible results. Desire first and foremost to cultivate virtue, wisdom, compassion, and inner excellence. Do not crave external rewards like fame, status, or wealth as ends unto themselves. Joy comes from living rightly, not applause. The Stoics believe that joy comes from living rightly, from aligning our actions with our values, and from contributing to the greater good. This means focusing on the process of self-improvement rather than the pursuit of external rewards. Stay fully present and grateful for the gifts already available in your life right now. Perform humble duties with care and vigor. A good life is made of small moral steps more than distant glory. Of course, share plans and offer mutual encouragement to trusted loved ones who support your growth and hold you accountable. But resist the wider temptation of vanity, promising too much courts disappointment for yourself and others. Keeping your focus on developing character, contributing good works, and helping others is what truly matters. Physical pleasures. In a society saturated with sensory stimulation, the Stoics advocated for moderation and self-control, particularly when it comes to physical pleasures. They advised keeping discussions of indulgences to a minimum. As Epictetus stated, limit your enjoyment of bodily pleasures so you never depend on them. The video mentions excessive discussion of appetites for food, sex, leisure, and other sensual gratifications magnifies these transient desires, but the wise remain detached from momentary pleasures like passing clouds. Constantly talking about our cravings and desires can amplify them, making us more susceptible to temptation and less able to resist immediate gratification. The Stoics recognize that true happiness comes from inner strength, not from the fleeting pleasures of the senses. Rather than becoming enthralled by them, cultivate moderation and self-discipline in partaking of any lawful sensual enjoyments. Do not let them seduce you into loss of reason or self-control. Enjoy such pleasures serenely in proper measure, then carry on with purpose. Instead, devote your vital energy toward developing virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These bring authentic happiness independent of external conditions, not fleeting pleasures that tempt like siren songs. Seeking always to master your desires rather than become enslaved to them through lack of restraint, control passions. Do not let them dictate your thoughts and actions. Maintain reasoned sovereignty. Of course, there are times for lighthearted fun with loved ones, but remain focused overall on higher goals and conduct. Do not trade enduring fulfillment for momentary delights that fade like mist and sunlight. Aim in your speech to inspire others also to live rationally, ethically, and purposefully elevate discourse above base appetites to rich exchanges of wisdom and meaning. Choosing a life of moderation is a strong choice towards improving your quality of life. Hardships you face. The Stoics acknowledge that life is inherently challenging, filled with adversity and setbacks. However, they advised against excessive discussion of our hardships and struggles. As Marcus Aurelius stated, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. The video goes on to say, difficulties are inevitable, face them with poisoned fortitude, not constant venting. When hardship arises, avoid fruitless complaining or lamenting. To all who will listen, this often breeds an exaggerated negativity that infects your own mind and those who indulge it. Constantly complaining about our problems can create a victim mentality, making us feel helpless and powerless to overcome our challenges. It can also drain the energy of those around us, making them less willing to offer support. Difficulties need to be kept in perspective. Meet trials and pains as opportunities to demonstrate and strengthen virtues like courage, justice, patience, and wisdom. Overcoming challenges builds character and leadership. Facing adversity with poise and dignity is a sign of inner strength. Do not broadcast details of your struggles needlessly to others. Maintain composure and handle difficulties rationally without requiring consolation. Of course, ask close confidants for support if truly needed. Growth emerges from properly digesting hard lessons. Reflect on each challenge to internalize what it reveals about life and yourself. Persevering mindfully through the darkest nights to witness the coming dawn is what it is all about. Do not be deterred with practice. You remain steady through life's ups and downs, neither inflated by praise nor deflated by blame. You become the eye of the hurricane, centered within while storms swirl outside. Face hardships philosophically to grow. Your achievements and honors. Humility was a core virtue for the Stoics. They cautioned against boasting excessively about our own achievements and honors. As Seneca stated, true joy is a victory, not a truce. The video explains, stay humble even amidst great accomplishments. Avoid arrogance or pride in your talents and successes. Attribute them partly to assistance from others, good fortune, and blessings of nature, rather than your superiority alone. No one achieves in isolation. Pay any prosperity forward. Use your accomplishments as opportunities to lift up your community and make life better for others, not glorify yourself. Ascribing our successes solely to our own abilities breeds arrogance and can lead to a sense of entitlement. It also diminishes the contributions of others who have helped us along the way. It is important to acknowledge the role of luck, circumstance, and the support of others in our achievements. Fame and wealth may come, but pursue excellence for its own merits, not for status. See external validation as reason for greater responsibility rather than greater pride. Achievements come with obligations to keep using your gifts wisely. Remaining a humble student on the path of mastery and not resting on your laurels or being content repeating past glories is what to do. Keep improving and surpassing yourself rather than clinging to stale accomplishments. Yesterday's victories mean nothing if not built upon. Of course, celebrate progress and allow yourself satisfaction, but avoid obsessing over credentials and trophies. True joy comes from right action, not acclaim. Staying focused on cultivating virtue and serving humanity before all else is what to focus on. Gossip and rumors. The Stoics placed a high value on integrity and truthfulness. They strongly cautioned against careless gossiping and the spreading of rumors. As Marcus Aurelius advised, resist your tongue's urge to spread tales. The video states, idle talk about others distracts from purpose. Avoid dwelling on petty commentary and speculation regarding people's lives. Do not give this sonic junk food more space to spread. Engaging in gossip not only damages our relationships with others, but also contaminates our own minds with negativity and falsehoods. It distracts us from our own responsibilities and prevents us from focusing on what truly matters. Consider carefully the source content and effect of your speech. Before vocalizing thoughts to others, are your words positive, useful, and responsible? Ask more than is it true, but is it good? Guide conversations to meaningful subjects like ethics, nature, learning, and ways to contribute value in the world. Inspire excellence in those around you. Do not feed negative patterns, endlessly rehashing faults. Of course, discuss concerns and even faults to improve your community transparently when necessary, but without needless details added to savor scandal. Speak with nuance, context, compassion. Idle gossip breeds distraction from purpose and discontent from exaggerating flaws. Without remedy, the more we dwell on shadows, the darker life seems. Guide your tongue as well as ear toward wisdom. The dignity of humanity warrants care, and how we relate. Elevate your exchanges. Do not wallow in matters unbecoming our shared divinity. Right speech uplifts all. The unfairness of fate. The Stoics understood that life is often unpredictable and that events do not always unfold according to our plans. However, they advised against excessive lamenting over the seeming unfairness of life circumstances. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The video accurately claims that sometimes events do not unfold according to hopes and timing, but dwelling on injustice beyond your control simply breeds more distress. Accept external conditions. You cannot dictate reality. Do not squander energy endlessly complaining over hardships or misfortunes that cannot now be changed. The past is cement. Direct your strength instead to responding with wisdom and virtue. Dwelling on the unfairness of life only breeds resentment and prevents us from taking constructive action. The Stoics believe that we should focus on what we can control, which is our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. When faced with trials, look for opportunities to demonstrate principles of courage, justice, temperance, and transcendent purpose. Take right action to improve things within your power. Accept the rest. With practice, you remain unperturbed by ups and downs beyond your influence, neither dwelling on bad luck nor taking good fortune personally. You flow with events appropriately as they come. Of course, endeavor to remedy injustices, but without resentment over what cannot be altered. In difficulty, search for meaning and growth, not just causes to blame. Suffering is part of life. How you respond defines you. Do not burden others by fixating on unfairness. Lead by facing what comes with poise, good cheer, and determination to shine light. Your conduct can inspire. Death and mortality. The Stoics recognized the inevitability of death and believed that contemplating our mortality could help us to appreciate the preciousness of life. However, they advised against constant anxious discussion of death and mortality. As Seneca stated, "Let us prepare our minds as if we come to the very end of life." The video goes on to say, "Death hovering nearby gives life focus. Keep priorities straight, while death's inevitability should instill perspective on using time diligently for good. Obsessing over it breeds morbid fear that distract from purpose. Accept death's uncertainty calmly. It cannot be escaped. Constant worrying about death can lead to anxiety, fear, and a diminished appreciation for the present moment. Instead, we should accept death as a natural part of life and focus on living each day to the fullest. Live each day to the fullest, as if it were your last. Do not procrastinate expressions of love, immense adventures, creative joys. Perceive time as precious and fleeting. Make the absolute most of the moments you are given. Be ready to depart gracefully when death arrives, with your affairs and order relationships mended and potential fulfilled. Do not cling to life when your season has passed. Go to meet the unknown in peace. Of course, take reasonable health precautions and avoid unnecessary dangers, but do not become defined by evading mortality. Creating meaning is found by courageously embracing life, not hiding from death. Remember, death gives context to frame what matters most here and now. Keep priorities straight by measuring choices in light of time scarcity. Invest this transient existence, while do not trouble others with constant gloomy talk of mortality. Enjoy fellowship and service with good cheer. Come what may, a long life brings the gift of more generosity. The future. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present moment and focusing on what we can control. They cautioned against excessive discussion and worrying about the uncertain future. As Marcus Aurelius stated, look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. The video mentions that it is natural to think ahead and make reasonable plans, but fixating on controlling future outcomes only breeds anxiety, since what will happen is ultimately beyond your control. Constantly worrying about the future can lead to anxiety, stress, and a diminished appreciation for the present moment. Instead, we should focus on living each day with purpose, wisdom, and service. The present moment is the only time truly within your power. Make use of now. Of course, learn from the past and prepare prudently for possibilities ahead, but do not lose yourself in reminiscing or daydreaming at the expense of acting on present duties. Keep perspective when you catch your mind wandering to future what-ifs. Gently return focus to the current task or interaction. Progress requires meeting each minute mindfully as it comes. This builds a life of meaning that flows well. Trust that by aligning your character and conduct with timeless virtue, you are prepared to meet whatever the future holds. Have equipped poise facing uncertainty. Stay centered in each moment. Do not trouble others with excessive worrying over hypotheticals. Inspire those around you with calm presence and reason focused on today's potential we share now. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Stoics' wisdom on what to keep secret provides a powerful framework for navigating our complex world with greater mindfulness and intention. By carefully considering the potential consequences of our words, we can protect our inner peace, foster meaningful relationships, and live a more virtuous and fulfilling life. This isn't about becoming secretive or withholding, but about practicing discretion, prioritizing substance over superficiality, and recognizing the profound power of silence. It's about understanding that true strength lies not just in what we say, but in what we choose to leave unsaid. As you listen to this, remember the Stoic principles of self-control, virtue, and acceptance. The journey towards mastering discretion is a continuous process, requiring self-reflection, discipline, and a commitment to living in accordance with our values. Key takeaways. To summarize, the key takeaways from these 10 Stoic lessons are: guard your privacy. Not everything needs to be shared. Practice empathy. Avoid judging others harshly. Focus on action. Let your deeds speak louder than words. Cultivate moderation. Control your desires and appetites. Embrace resilience. Face hardships with fortitude and grace. Stay humble. Acknowledge the contributions of others. Speak truthfully. Avoid gossip and rumors. Accept fate. Focus on what you can control. Live fully. Appreciate the preciousness of life. Embrace the present. Don't dwell on the uncertain future. By consistently applying these principles, we can cultivate a Stoic mindset that allows us to navigate the world with greater wisdom, integrity, and inner peace.